Hey everybody, and welcome back to the board meeting. Today we're doing a board game rambling video where I take a topic related to board games and I just kind of go rambling on about it. And today's board game topic that I want to talk to you about is that I want you, as a board game hobbyist, a person who enjoys board games, to go on a website, a board game website, and create an account on there. And I'm talking about these board game websites that have sort of databases for all the board games that are out there. Mostly talking about BoardGameGeek.com right now. Then that's the board game website that I use, and I use BoardGameGeek every single day. It has got 99.99% of board games out there on that website. It's got a lot of data on it. It tells you player count, tells you what the premises of those games are. It shows you ratings from other people. It's got a lot of information on it, and I think you should have a board game account on those websites for a couple different reasons. You can keep track of your own collection on there. If you buy a game, you can add it to your collection, and you can see your collection. You can see every single game that you own, every single expansion that you own on these websites. And that's always a good thing to keep track of for a couple different reasons, but one, maybe the most important, is for maybe insurance reasons. Things happen in this world. Fires happen. Water damage happens. Things happen that are unpredictable, that are just unfortunate, and maybe you get your board game collection gets wiped out for some reason. Hopefully not, but things do happen, and you see it on occasion if you follow like a bunch of board game Facebook pages. Like, my house burned down, I lost 500 games, and it's just the worst thing ever. And if you have a large collection, like myself, of board games, you have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars invested into board games. You have a large supply of money, basically, in your house of worth of board games. I mean, I have several hundred board games, and then I have like 100 more board games that I'm giving away to other people. So I've got a lot of things here, plus all the expansions. That's a lot of money that I have here. But luckily, I have them all listed on BoardGameGeek.com. So if there was a fire and I needed to list the things that I lost in this fire, I wouldn't have to worry about the board games because I've got all of that listed right there. It keeps track of that. Another reason why it's good to have your collection on there is for your friends. Say you game with Joe and he's got an account on Board Game Geek. You go on there and you see which games he has. That's good for a couple different reasons. One, maybe you don't want to have the same games as him. So like if you're playing games with him regularly, like you have this game, I have this game. You got that game, I got this game. And maybe he's got a game that you didn't know he had, and you'd be like, oh, can you bring that to game night? And then you play it, and then maybe you really like it, and you can buy it for yourself before having to buy it to try that game out. I think it's good to know which games your friends have. Another reason why it's good to know is for if you want to buy them presents or something. You know, Christmas just came about, and I received a couple board games from some people. One of them I actually already owned. It was Alien: The Fate of Nostromo. My girlfriend bought it for me, and I'm like, yeah, I had that game, and I didn't really like it that much, and I gave it to my nephew who really wanted to have it. But she didn't know. But if she had like a account on Board Game Geek or looked on Board Game Geek, she could have seen that I had that game. I had it listed that I owned it before, and then I had given it away. So I think that's a good reason to have Board Game Geek as well, just to keep track of those collections and see which games your friends have as well. Also, another thing I do on Board Game Geek that's maybe a little bit less important than those, I rate my games on there, and then I log my plays, which I like doing because I'm a nerd. I like logging plays. I just had a video talking about me logging plays. And also, you can write yourself like little reviews of that game, and you can see other people's reviews and see your own review on it. So like you play a game and maybe you haven't played it for a while, and you're like, maybe I should try that out again, and you go look on this and you see what your own personal thoughts were about that game last time you played it or the previous times. I think it's pretty neat to go look back at that, rate your games and stuff like that, and most of these board game websites allow you to do things like that, and I just think Board Game Geek does a really good job of doing that. But yeah, that's this entire video. I think it's really cool to have an account on Board Game Geek, and it's useful for a couple different reasons, and having it for insurance reasons is also a good thing for, I think, for myself. Either way, let me know in the comments below some of your thoughts. Which websites do you use? Do you put your collections in all of these websites and stuff like that? Either way, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe to see more weekly content from me, Shane, at the board meeting in the future. Hope you all have an amazing day. Take care.